Hello, everybody. Hello. Just trying to adjust our video. I think it's okay now. It's okay. Right. Hello. I think I saw someone now. Okay. Just give me a second. Let me pick this thing. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Yes. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Is anybody watching? Just give me 1 second. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. Right. Come in, everybody. Come in. Let us discuss who is in the house. Who is in the house? Let me know that you're in the house. Remember, I only see numbers here, but I need to know. Just tell me hello. Just want to hear hello. That's what I want to hear. Tell me hello. That's what I want to hear. So that I know who is in the house. I can see 5 people. So, okay, let me share as well. Let me try and share to people. Hello, everybody. Welcome, fam. Just trying to share, okay? Okay. And who do I share it to? Who else? Tell me hello. Come on. Tell me hello. Are you guys exactly 4 people? So where is my hello? Say something. Let me know that you're here. Say something. Let me know that you're here. Say something. Let me know that you're here. Come on. So I'm just trying to share it. Yay! Today is going to be a great day. The topic for today is something that is a menace in our society. It's something that is eating up our society. It's something that has been, how do I say it? It's something that has really done so many negative things in our world. The effect of broken marriage, the effect of broken relationship, you know, to our youth, to our children, even to adults. Because to be honest with you, many adults, okay, hello, good evening, my brother, the marriage counselor himself from all the way from South. Welcome, my brother Kene. I hail you. I hail you. Emmanuel, I think you're here. I hail you as well. Who else is here? I can see 7 people. I just want you to tell me hello so that I'll know you're watching, so that I will hail you as well. I want to hail you just like I hailed my brother. Yeah. So, like I was saying, our topic, all these things, we will learn a lot of things from it, especially young people. We will learn a lot of things from it. Today's topic is not going, I don't think it will end today. It depends on how we treat it. And if you are a regular, because this channel belongs to you, so you need to be checking this channel all the time. So if you check the 2 times, the ones that we have done already, you can see that people are even watching it after the program. People are watching it after the program, So what you are doing and what you are contributing is going a long way. It's really, really going a long way. This hair, I don't want you to be touching me, please. I just want to hold it at the back. Stop touching me, this hair. Yeah, I'm so sorry. The hair was touching me. So I just decided to push it all back so that I will be more comfortable. So just pushed it all back. Yeah. So you see, what we are talking about is, the adverse effect of failed marriage, the adverse effect of failed relationship, the adverse effect it has on children, the adverse effect it has on even adults, So the reason why we have this program is that, especially people who are not yet married, we really need them to be invited in this program so that they will, before they make some decisions, they need to really, really be informed. They really need to kind of know a lot of things before they make that decision of going into marriage. So I want us all to like the program. Remember, always like the program. Always like it so that they would send it to other people. Always like, so, as we are saying, that we really, really need to look into it. So I will start with the introduction. So, and you talk about broken marriage. So before we go into the nitty-gritty, I want to kind of talk to husbands, wives, couples, cohabiting couples, and so on. I want to talk to you that before you pull the plunge, before you call it a day, before you quit that marriage, before you say, I'm not doing again, I want you to make sure that you have considered every avenue to make your marriage work. I want you to make sure that you have kind of looked at the effects the broken marriage will have on your children. I want you to, kind of look into it. What broken marriage will do to your family, what it will do even to you, psychologically, mentally, physically, before ever you say, you know what, I am done. And again, I do advocate and I do kind of admonish people that before you do something like that, then you know that probably health and safety is at risk. Maybe your life is at risk. Maybe you're just about to die there. Maybe if you stay there, one thing or the other might happen and you lose your life. Only that time will you be able to say, you know what? Instead of me staying here to lose my life, it's better that I go. So people really need to think about all those things before they ever say, you know what? I'm not doing it anymore. Because of what? Especially when children are involved. Because the people that suffer marriage divorce or marriage separation or marriage breakdown are children. It affects children so negatively. That's what we're going to say today. That's what we're going to kind of bring to light today. What are children of a broken marriage missing? What are they feeling? What is their life like? Do they succeed? If they succeed, at what expense do they succeed? So I'm just painting a picture before we start the calling in, because the program is for all of us to come together and give our 2 cents each. We just give our 2 cents. We just give our opinion. In giving that, I've learned since, for 2 weeks now that we have done this program, I have learned a lot of things. I have learned a lot of things from people's, contribution, people's opinion, people's experiences. I have learned a lot, which is helping me in talking to people. So, so I want to say one or two things that I put down as what children go through when their parents go their separate ways. What children go through and how children feel. First of all, children don't start feeling the pain of divorce or the pain of separation immediately their parents separate. These children might have been going through emotional, trauma, maybe from the time that the parents began to have issues, began to have arguments. Maybe they will begin their argument in the room. They will be hiding it, trying to kind of manage the issue. In the course of managing it, at a time, they will no longer be able to manage it. And sometimes you think that the children, they are not hearing you. Some of them will put their ear on the wall that is connecting the room of the children and the room of the adults. They will put their head in the wall. Oh my God, they've started again. What is it all about right now? What is it all about? And some parents might try to lie to their children without knowing that their children know everything. I know a case where parents think that their children don't understand their native language, but their children understand their native language very well, only that they could not speak it. So when this couple are speaking and having argument, they are having argument in their native language without knowing that their children, they understand everything that they are saying. So people really, really need to be very, very careful. So they expose children, they expose children to physical and emotional trauma. Physical and emotional trauma. Children will be going through all these things, going through it while the parents are arguing, while the parents are doing all these things, until the parents say, you know what, we're no longer able to go ahead with it. We will not be able to go ahead with it. So once it happens, the children are torn between two of them. In most cases, I'm not talking, I'm not trying to pick against women because I am a woman. But in most cases, some women, they use their children to punish their spouse. They use their children to punish their husband. They use their children to punish their partner, in the sense that they will try to stop their partner from seeing their children. The partner will do everything. So in most cases, they will try to use those children, as a bet against their partner. It is very terrible. It is very wrong. Children should not be used as a bet. Children should not be put in the middle of a relationship. After all, those children did not ask to be born. They did not ask to come and witness such things. They did not come to, to bear the brunt of your mistakes. Parents make mistake. Probably they don't love each other before they go into the relationship, or probably they know that there are faults before they go into the relationship, and they will just bring children into the world and allow children to be exposed to their faults. It is not really good. Children should be put first in everything. Even if you're going to suffer, even if you're going to kind of, go through some kind of how do I say it? How do I put it? I wouldn't say suffer. Even if you have to kind of swallow your pride to make sure that your children are put first. So women, this is for you. That most of the time you just try to use your children to punish your ex-husband so that he will not see his children. The children are 50-50. The children belong to you as well as belong to that your ex-husband. So they have every right to see their children. It doesn't matter whether he's the one that look for trouble or not. The children are not supposed to be, to be prevented from seeing their father, or in another way, seeing their mother. So let me just balance it. So it's very, very, is very, very, how do I say it? Important for people to know that children are the people suffering. Children are the people bearing the brunt of broken marriage. I won't say that adults don't. They do, but they brought it, I won't say they brought it upon themselves, but it's both of them is their thing. The children did not ask to be part of it. The children did not ask to be part of it. So therefore, the children should not be made to pay certain prices. So we have to sacrifice. Mothers, fathers have to sacrifice for their children to an extent feel comfortable. Even even when they say that they no longer want the relationship, the children need to be managed and made to kind of, feel more comfortable. The line is open right now for, what we are talking about is the effects, the adverse effect of separation, of divorce, of broken marriage on the children, even adults. So what are those effects, and what advice can you give people who are going through such, such situation? Because a lot of people are going through such situation. A lot of people are into that situation as we speak right now. And even if somebody wants to ask question, what do I do? Or you can use somebody to give us an example, what do you advise that person do in such and such, a situation like this? You can ask such question. So the number to call is +44 744 078 7281. I call it again, +44 744 078 7281. So you can call for your contribution. Remember that you are here to serve humanity. The video that we are doing will be there forever. So somebody will come and type and see the topic of this video and say, okay, let me look at what is this video all about. And it might help somebody. It might help somebody make decision. It might help somebody who want to kind of behave in such a way. Then the person will, okay, this is the answer I'm looking for. So let me just, do the right thing. That's exactly, why we are. That's exactly why we are, doing this program. Yes. So while I wait for the call for the contribution, I will continue, the things that I put down. So you can imagine the children take their parents as a covering. Just, I remember when my children were growing up, they don't believe that anybody can beat their mom. As frail as I was then, as tiny as I was, they believe that their mom can beat anybody, even giants. So little thing, let me go and call my mom. Even if it's a man that is as huge, maybe in the school or in the class, let me go and call my mom. Because they believe that their mom can beat anybody. They believe that their father is a giant. Their father can beat anybody. So you can imagine when that father is no longer there, or when that mother is no longer there. all in the name of divorce or separation, or something like that. So it traumatizes the children. And sometimes I'll just sit down and say, what is going on in the mind of a child? I was once a child, probably I don't remember. But as it is, what is going on in their mind? And sometimes we underestimate the mind of a child. We do certain things and feel that the children will not remember. We do certain things and think that they will not remember. But when they start telling, that's why if you take somebody's child, you need to be careful, because only the negative thing that you do to them that they will remember. Only very few will remember the positive thing. All the negative ones, the day you bought banana, you didn't give him. The day you bought peanuts, you didn't give. That's the only thing that they will remember as children. So we really need to be very, very careful what we do that will affect our children. The separation affects children a lot. You can imagine, when something like that happens, the children will be, I want to see my daddy. I want to see my mommy. I want to see my daddy. I remember, the first day we had this program about, the effect, the why marriages fail in our time. So I remember Cora and the Justin Dean. I used them as an example. So when they were quarreling, as in they were having kind of banter, they were having exchanging words. So when they were exchanging words, their daughter was crying. Oh, mommy, daddy, she will run to the mommy, she will run to the daddy. So I was just really, really feeling bad how traumatized this baby was, because the parents were quarreling. And now they are no more together. You can imagine the baby. I saw the baby one of the days, online, crying, I want my daddy. I want my daddy. I want my daddy. So right now, the lady has got a restraining order or whatever. So the husband cannot come and see the children. You can imagine the effect it is having on children. Because in most cases, women use it against their men. Let him stay there and suffer. Since he decided to do this, he's not going to see the children, especially in the Western world. In the African concept is the opposite. In most cases, the man takes the children and the woman will be crying and about to kill herself. The man will not care. The man and their people will just take the children away. It doesn't matter the age of the children. They will just yank the children away. And the mother, the woman, will be crying, wanting at least to see the children. They will restrict the woman that you're not going to see them. So please, what this program is all about is for you to think about what the effects of your action during separation, the effects of your action during divorce, the effects of your action during quarrel on your children. Many parents, remember that I'm waiting for your call. If you're ready to call and make your contribution, that's okay. You can call on the number that I put there. So you see, many parents say that they love their children, but their children will be crying that they want the other, the other parent. Maybe I want to see my mom, or maybe I want to see my dad. Meanwhile, the mom that is professing love on the children will not make any effort to let these children see their dad. The dad that will be professing love for the children will not make every effort for these children to see their mom. And still they will say they love their children. That is not love. If you love your children, if you actually love your children and want the good for them, you will do everything to stabilize their mind. Because during the time that children are growing up, that's the time that children are forming. That's the time their brain is forming. That's the time they are very, very impressionable. They can change, until they get stabilized when they are adults. So you can imagine the effect of that divorce, the effect of that, separation, the effect of that broken marriage, you can imagine what that thing will be on the children, So I really want us to think about it. If you know somebody who is going through such, you can refer the person to the video, So another thing, while I wait for your call, another thing, apart from being traumatized, another effect on children is that in some cases, the children get withdrawn. The children get withdrawn. When they get to school, they will not focus. They will not concentrate. What will be going on in their mind will be the quarrel between their parents. They will be reliving that thing in their brain. It's like, who knows what is going on right now? Are they fighting? What are they doing right now? So when school is over, the children will not be happy to go back home. They rarely make friends because psychologically it's affecting them. Psychologically it's affecting them. So please, we really, really need to think twice before we do anything that will affect our children. We really, really need to think very, very well. Some children, instead of being quiet and instead of being withdrawn, they become bullies. They begin to bully other children. They see that my dad bullies my mom or my mom bullies my dad. It's a good thing. It's something that will make me feel good. So let me bully other people. So he will start bullying. Every time there's problem, they will be doing everything, complaining that this child is bullying other children. Every time he's on timeout, every time she's on timeout. But it's because of what was going on in the house. So probably the child is trying to relieve her pain or his pain, doing that to other children. So effect of divorce, effect of separation and broken marriage makes children to become bullies. So much to become bullies. When you're talking to the child, it's not him that you're talking to. He does whatever he likes. So, okay. So we're getting a call right now. Okay. Hello, welcome to the program. Can you hear us?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening from South Africa.
Yes, my name is Kenai.
Okay, my brother, that's the marriage counselor. Go ahead, please. This one, I know that this is your topic because you're into save the child. I know that this is your topic. So let's hear you professionally.
Okay, yes, like I commented on Facebook, it's a very interesting topic that would be of a great advantage and to admonish all of us, those who are managing family and those who are trying to get married also.
Exactly.
To help every one of us as we continue to perfect our life and all what we do in our different homes. So for the effect it's having on children, I don't think it has limit. It has a lot of negative effect on the children. A lot we can be able to explain, and a lot we cannot be able to even mention here.
Yes.
But it's also interesting to let us know that the effect depends mostly on the age of that child.
On the age, yes.
Yes, it's not the same effect it has on a 6-year-old child, 2 years old child, 6 years old child. 10 years old child and the same thing with 18 years old adolescent or who is about to become an adult.
Mm-hmm.
If you separate a child of 2 years old or a child of a year old, because I've seen that one, just 1 year, in recent time, just a child that is 1 year old, in our side here, not Western world in Nigeria.
Yeah.
That the man push out the wife that he's not going to marry again, then take the two.
Can you speak up a bit, please? You guys, can you hear? Yeah.
Okay. So he took away the three daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think the first one should be around 6 years. The second one should be around 4 years, and the last girl, I think, is a year, because she's still sucking.
Oh my word!
So you can see that it's not the same effect with a child who is 10 years old or 15 years old is gonna have on that a year old, who is still sucking.
Yeah.
And the man have the mind to take that child away from the mother. You see?
Exactly. That's what we just said. To punish the mother.
So the negative effect is too much. I think parents should consider children. They should consider their children before they go into breakup in marriage. It's very, very important because most of these things are innocent children.
Exactly.
They don't know anything. The problem that you guys are having, they don't know about it. It's not their problem. But they are going to bear the major part of the negative effect of that divorce.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They are the one that are going to bear, because a father can always go out there and pick another woman and start enjoying himself. Likewise, the woman involved. But now, who is going to be the new father of a child that you drop, or new mother of a child that you drop? Nobody.
Exactly.
Because nobody's gonna play that role again. Okay.
So
no matter how you try to play the role of parenting to a child, it won't be like the biological parents.
Exactly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it has it makes children start feeling like okay, let me mention a few negative effects on children.
Yes.
Like children who have not entered into school. If like in our side here in Africa, or let me use Nigeria as an example. If you take, because mostly the men used to take the children from the women, not like Western world where in most cases they leave the child with the women while the father visit. Okay.
Exactly.
So in our own side here, when you take children away from their mother, it's going to affect them. Number one, it's going to affect their health. Because when we want to talk about someone's life, you start from the health first.
Exactly.
Then you can move to education and then social life. So it affects their health, because nobody can take care of a child, or nobody knows the ailment or the health condition of a child more than the mother.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We all have different health history. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
From birth, we all have health history. And nobody can explain this health history very well more than your biological mother. From the first day, she was the one there. When you put to bed, if there is any report from the doctor, she was one that have the first information.
Mm-hmm.
She was one that carry you in her hand all through. So if there is any health challenge, she was the one that knows.
Exactly.
Okay? Then if you take the mother away, you know that it can affect the health of a child, which is very, very important part of any human being. Your health is your number one. So when we talk of that health, then we talk about education.
Mm-hmm.
Once there is something wrong at home, most especially when there is divorce, or when about to divorce, there is crisis already in the family, you will definitely, if you're a counselor in the school, no matter how a child managed to hide it, you will definitely notice it from that child.
Definitely.
In his or her academic life. Because once you don't feel normal, once you come at home traumatized or feeling bad, it's going to affect your education. From research, it has shown that a lot of counselors in the school will tell you that most of children that are not doing well have problem at home with their parents, or their parents are having problem. You know, so it affects their academic very, very well.
Yeah.
It affects their academic negatively, and also it affects their social life. You know, you see children who stop associating with their fellow children.
Yes.
Or stop feeling shy. Like I will give you an example. You know, children, they like to share their life with their fellow children. Like this one would say, "My daddy bought me ball yesterday." This one say, "My daddy bought me wristwatch yesterday."
Yes,
this
true.
And that. So they talk about their parents and they have pride in saying it and they enjoy it. And then when your friends start talking about this, then you know that your parents are quarreling, all things are not well with your family. Then you will see them shrinking away from other students.
Yes.
They won't like to talk. Even when other students will say, "Mary, why are you not talking? What do your parents?" You will feel more embarrassed and she will go and hide or something like that. So it affects their social life. It affects their education, social life, affect their health. So it's something that we cannot overemphasize, and we can't count all of them, but the major effect goes on to the children. And my advice is that when husband and wife want to divorce, they should consider their children.
Yes.
Whatever decision. I'm not saying when a marriage gets to the level where someone's life is at stake that you should not pull out of that marriage. But what I'm saying, when it gets to that extent where you're pulling out of the marriage, you both must control your temper to the extent that you will sit down and discuss your children first.
Exactly.
Then while you are taking decision of your divorce, you must consider your children first. You must discuss the welfare of your children, and they must do everything possible to make sure that they come together to look after their children, even if they are visiting or whatever plan they have. They must consider the children, and when they are visiting the children, they must show the children love and everything that will make them happy. So the life of the children, their welfare, their social life, their education should be considered.
Definitely.
And when we want to take it back, then we start to discuss about when one wants to go into marriage. These are the things you look at, so that you don't jump into marriage where tomorrow you come out.
Thank you. You're going to come back to talk about that one, because this program is for us to be able to help younger generation, so that they will not see this divorce or see this separation and so on. That's the aim of this our program. So you're going to come back to talk about that topic, so that I will remove you, so that other people will come and talk about this. So save that one. You're going to talk about it later. Thank you very much for your contribution. So you see, exactly, what I said earlier on, our brother just said it. You get me? Parents, you really, really need to remove your ego, throw your ego to the trash can. You need to put your children first in the time of separation, divorce, or broken marriage. Irrespective of whatever that is the problem, whether it's the man that is looking for trouble, whether it's the woman. Hi, Ikechukwu, welcome. So I'm gonna bring you in later. So you see, whether it's the man that is the problem or the woman that is the problem, you really need to throw it away. So we're getting another caller. Hello, good evening, welcome. Tell us your name and where you're coming from, and then tell us.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, please, your name and where you're calling from, so that you give us, the you know the topic, yeah.
My name is Augusta. Hello. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Could you turn down? Could you turn down your where you're looking at me? Turn down and only talk to me on the phone.
Okay. Are you talking to Augusta or the other lady? Who are you on?
I'm talking to Augusta, but your phone, you listening to me through you. I can hear the noise, so turn it down so that you can only hear me. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Go on. Yeah, go on. It's okay now.
It's a very interesting topic.
Yeah.
The counselor has spoken a lot on the effect of divorce and separation on children.
Yes.
And you've already enlightened a lot. Divorce and separation from parents affects children a lot. Like we said, it depends on their ages. Then another thing is that it teaches the children to lie. Divorce and separation teaches the children to lie. Because they love both parents, but when they are with their mom, they pretend they don't like their dad. When they are with their dad, they pretend they don't like their mom. Things happening on the mother's side, children tell, especially the younger ones, they tell their father what their mom is up to. And then they go and tell their mom what their father is up to. Even things that are not happening to them, they need sympathy. So they sort of form an attitude of saying things, that builds up in their mind. And their education is affected a long way. Their education is affected. Their finance is affected. Those at young age, they tend to be bedwetting. They have a lot going on in their mind which they cannot express. It's a very bad thing. And I think divorce, I don't know what to say about divorce and separation. Most parties, sometimes it's the fault of both parties. Sometimes one party tries to fight to keep the marriage, and the other one is bent on separation. So separation affects children a lot. Their emotional, their psychological, their physical, even their health are affected by divorce. These people should know. The children are always the sacrificial lamb in divorce. The man can move on, the woman can move on. But the children find it very difficult to move on in the society. It affects their career. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so very much for your contribution. Thank you. You nailed it. You see, there is something you said now. That's why I said that our program is like a classroom. I learn a lot of things. You said something right now that struck me. You said that the children tend to start lying for sympathy. They will go to their mom and lie to their mom about their dad. And they will go to their dad and lie to their dad about their mom. Probably to get something from their dad, or probably to get something from their mom, or to make their mom to think that their mom loved them, and then or that they love their mom, and so on. And I think you're 100% right. And this spoils children, even when the father and the mother, yes, that they allow the visitation and so on. Children tend to begin to behave in such a way that they live secret lives. They take money from their dad and then take money from their mom as well, do certain things that they're not supposed to do because they are in contention. Their mother and their father are contending for their love. So, they get away with a lot of things. So, you nailed it. I think you are very right. So in that case, if there are people who are already going through divorce or separation, they really need to watch it, that their children might be misleading them, that their children might be telling lies in order to get them or get their attention. There are certain things that the children are saying might not be right. So they really need to investigate to make sure that these children don't go astray. So before I take another call, or introduce, another topic, I want to, like where I live at the moment in the UK, statistics has shown that many children that go into gang, as in, into cult and so on and so forth, almost 90%, if not more, are from single parents. In the absence of one parent, especially the father figure, these children, go out there and then, fix themselves to certain people that they will be looking at as their father, maybe older people, in order to kind of try to impress them. They go into cultism, they go into gangsterism, they go into doing illicit products, they go into petty crimes. As a result of that, you see them in prison. And again, in most cases, when it is a woman that is taking care of the children, sometimes the children do intimidate their mother. When they intimidate their mother begin to be afraid of them. Even to talk to them, they will be afraid, because their mother will like, I don't want them to go and start talking to their father. Or maybe their mother is in another relationship, and then she will be like, I don't want, them to go and start telling their dad that I do this and do that. As a result of that, they will be blackmailing their mom. And in blackmailing their mom, they get away with a lot of things. They go out, they don't come back early. They go to school, they don't get into the class. A lot of vices. So my brother said that he wants to advise people who are yet to get into marriage. So that one we will talk later. So is anybody else want to talk about the adverse effect, the negative effect of, children, that it has on children? What divorce, what separation, broken marriage, the negative effects that it has on children, before we go into advising the young people about, opening their eyes before going into marriage. Okay. You see, some children from broken homes, like our sister said and our brother said earlier on. Okay, can you call? The number to call. Okay, you calling. Go on, call. Which one are you calling? Is it 074 407 87281? Remember, that's the one that we need to call. 0744 078 7281. So that's the number to call. It's on the comment section. So I'm waiting for your call. Yeah. You see? So while we're waiting for Ikechukwu's call, so we just continue. So you see, what children go through, only God knows. Only God knows. So children are being introduced to certain things. Children get introduced to certain things. And remember, some children, as a result of broken marriage. Okay. Hello. Your name and where you're calling from and your 2 cents, please. Hello, I can.
Daniel.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Well, welcome, Daniel. Please go ahead.
Yes. My name is Daniel. I'm calling from East Anglia.
Okay. Welcome.
So, thank you very much. Such an interesting topic here.
Yeah.
My contribution is that I think everyone that have spoken so far has spoken excellently, but I just wanted to bring a bit of balance to the equation here.
Yes.
Starting with the gentleman that called first, he emphasized, important it is for parents to really think about their actions before they take the step of separation.
Yes.
Especially when they have children in the picture.
Yes.
And that's very true. This is something that I think the African society quite well. You have parents who advise, do everything possible to see if they can keep the couple together and help them resolve their differences for the sake of the children. I think they really do well in that aspect. On the flip side, in the West, almost just want to separate the couple for almost nothing. Something that is almost not a good enough reason, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So where the balance comes in is that I don't know if many of you have been following the situation with Will Smith and the slap that happened over the Oscars. The textbook situation of, and this is what everyone thinks right now. If you do a poll online, you will see that everyone is in support of the fact that Will Smith should not be married to that woman. I think anyway. Because you look at the impact she's had in his life since he got married to her. He's basically just gone down a negative trajectory that time.
Yeah.
So it's almost like he's married to a narcissist. Somebody who just only sees the negative stuff and who only just wants to cause pain and is not sensitive enough to other people's plight,
That's the wife.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you're married to somebody like that, there's almost nothing you can do to salvage the marriage. Only thing you can do to have known that before.
Yeah, thank you. To have known that before. Thank you.
Yes. Mm-hmm. You can't change people. So now it's almost like the real problem should be tackled before the marriage itself. Once you've married the person and then you suddenly discover they're a narcissist, 3 children down the line, it's inevitable. You can only take so much. You will probably have to go ahead and separate. And in the case where a separation happens, doesn't automatically mean that it's all doom and gloom for the children. No, not at all. When there's a good system in place, look after their welfare. For example, positive side of things on the Western, from the Western culture, I think that the Africans can relate. The fact that after the marriage is dissolved, focus goes to the children.
Yeah.
It's not about how the woman feels or how the man feels. Understand? The focus goes to the children, become the priority. And that was why earlier, my sister that called earlier was talking about children manipulating, that advantage and trying to take advantage of both sides and leverage, the situation. Yes, that is something that can possibly happen. But I think you agree with me that you'd rather children try to get the best deal from both parents and not get any deal at all.
Exactly, isn't it?
You understand?
Yes.
I mean, think about it for a minute. Children are trying to get the best deal from both parents. That only tells you how wide the communication gap between the parents are. The parents communicated effectively, adults. Children cannot write them.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
Children cannot write them. But when you see a woman who say, I don't want to talk to this man, just come and take your children and go for the weekend. And the man is like, I don't want to talk to this woman. Give me my children, I'm just going to go and do my thing. So, and then both of them are telling lies to the children about each other, and to look good in front of the children and make the other look bad. Of course, children are human beings too. They see an opportunity here to make some gains, and they're going to take it. But a situation where both are, equally responsible and they play their roles, children will have less of an opportunity to do that. So any parent experiencing that, you know that if it's a woman or a man, know that you have to start from yourself and ask yourself what you're doing wrong. Can your communication with your ex be improved in order for your children not to take advantage of both of you, etc. So that's one aspect. But I think that's a positive thing from my perspective. Whereas in the African society, you will hardly see parents working together to look after children. So that hatred they have for each other. You see the woman trying to prove that she can raise children without the man, that she doesn't need the man's support. And you'll see the man trying to prove to the woman that she cannot raise children without him. He withdraws his support. So it's almost like you see the opposite situation happening here. Instead of the children's interest being primary.
100%, yes. True.
And the final thing I'll say as well is, people tend to forget the reason for marriage as well. Marriage is not just for love. Truly, marriage is to build society. That's what marriage is for. That's why you see a lot of African parents, when you're married, they start asking you, where are your children? Where are my grandchildren? Not because they want to be difficult, it's because that's actually the purpose, the main purpose of having an actual marriage.
Yes.
To build society.
Yes.
And to have some sort of control over how society evolves. Because imagine if you have 100 families to make up the entire earth. Each of those families have values, and they pass those values down. You're directly controlling the value system of the earth. You understand? So
yes.
It's a very clean way to procreate and pass down your value. When a man and a woman are getting married, yes, they do it for love because they're going to be living with each other for a very long time. If they don't have that attraction, they don't have that love, that understanding, that mutual respect, and they will really struggle to exist for that long. That's why love becomes a factor. It's romanticized in marriage. The truth is that once they get into it, they realize that love is actually very, very important. And what's important is mutual respect.
Yes.
Everyone playing their role.
Yes.
And that is why you're more likely to see a woman crash out of a marriage. She is going in there, the huge list of expectations of what the man should do for her, not what she should bring to the table for the family as a whole. Same goes for the man. Going to a marriage thinking, these are the things I want a woman to do for me. I want her to serve me. I want her to do this and that for me. He's not thinking about how to meet the family's needs, how to help the family progress, and how the family interest comes first. They are doomed before they start. Before you know it, it's all about me. Then the marriage is over. That's what we keep seeing today all the time. So definitely, I think there needs to be the right balance with when adults are in a marriage, want to separate, they really need to go through counseling, speak to the right people, speak to family members, explore opportunities to stay together. Even if they are not having the best of relationships, they should explore those opportunities. And failing that, if you've got a narcissist like Jada Pinkett Smith, who is just manipulated other spouse, and just basically stringing the other spouse along, then in that situation, you might need to have an actual separation for the help of the spouse who is in danger.
Yeah.
And then have a clear plan on how the children are going to be looked after and what each person's role is going to be. And I think if we balance this right, there will be less issues, societal issues coming out of the marriage separations. Thank you very much.
Oh my God! Thank you so very much. That is you opened the can of worm. You opened a lot of avenues. That's why I said that all this topic that we are treating is later on we will visit whatever we have treated before. We just keep visiting them. Because it's so deep. It's so deep. I get something from what you said right now. You said it's better that the children get what they want than not getting at all. So even if they manipulate both parents to get things out of them, it's still better than not getting at all. Because that not getting at all is where the problem lies. Not getting at all. Remember, now we are talking about both parents where they have something. I want you to look at a case, a situation probably in the village or in Africa, whereby the man takes over the children. Taking over the children, I'm not trying to put men down, but women are wired to look after children. So when men take over the children like that, and then 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, another woman comes in, then there will be problem. This man wouldn't know how to balance the relationship between him and the new spouse and these children. And the children begins to suffer. At the end of the day, the man is like, you know what? I think I have to give this one to my sister. Listen, Frederick, you will go and live with my sister. Sandra, you will go and live with my brother. This other one, you will, instead of taking these children to their mother and give money to their mother to look after these children, they will start to distribute children to their siblings and to their siblings or relatives and so on. So In doing this, the children are exposed to so many torture, to, to hunger, to theft, to a lot of things, dehumanizing treatment the children are exposed to. That's why you see some children, they said they are house help this. You see a woman using a hot iron to press on a child. You see a woman beating a child that the whole body is bleeding. You see all these things happening. Those children that you see, to be honest with you, majority of them are from broken parents. Although I know that some of them are from, family that don't have money, the majority of them are from broken parents. So I want parents to look at what their children will go through before ever thinking about separation, before ever thinking about divorce, before ever thinking about breaking down marriage. You people need to put your children in, put them into consideration. Think about them, because they did not bring that thing to themselves. They are just, they are just victim of circumstances. So please, people really need to think before taking such actions. So in so doing, you see, because of broken marriage, some men hate their children. Some women hate their children. Women will say, look at how he's behaving. This is exactly the character of his father. Wicked man, useless man, heartless man. Look at how disrespectful he is to me. The woman will not know that the children is reacting to hormone. Maybe this child is developing, this child is getting into puberty, this child is getting into sad, and even that the father is not around will be affecting the child. What will the mother do? The mother will just turn around and say, it's your father. You look like your father. You resemble your father. There is nothing like me inside you. Look at how you're behaving. So broken marriage and hatred on the spouse are transferred to their children, to the extent that you will see a woman hating the son or hating the daughter so much because she believes that this daughter looks like the dad. And you will see a man hating his child, hating his daughter so much. It's like, what else do you expect from a wayward woman? What else do you expect from a woman who cannot sit her bum in one place? What else? Look at the product. I know. Look at. As a result of that, the man will be maltreating this girl. The girl will not give the girl money for school, will not give the girl, and as a result of that, will expose this girl into looking for a father figure in a married man or in an overaged man, and the life of these children get ruined. So please, parents should not, because of the bad relationship that they have with each other, they should not transfer it to their children. The children are entities on their own. That they behave in such a way doesn't mean that they will be exactly like your husband. And even if that child is like your husband, maybe the wife that is the wife or the husband that will marry in future will like it. So your character is not the best, and your spouse's character is the worst. So do not transfer the hatred. Do not transfer aggression. Do not transfer whatever you feel for your spouse or your husband or your wife onto your children. It destroys children. It spoils children. It gives children terrible sour taste. It's not good for our society. That's the reason why this program is put together, that we really need to come together and talk. And I believe that this talk show will blow and go to different places and will heal a lot of marriages. It will heal a lot of families. It will make some people who want to go into some relationship that will not favor them. When they listen to us, they will think twice. They will think about tomorrow before making decision today. So that's exactly what I want to contribute before another person calls. So right now, I want us to begin to give advice based on this adverse effect, based on this terrible effect on children. I want us to begin to, call and give advice to people who are not yet married, or maybe people who are divorced that need our advice on how to treat their children. Some of the spouses, some of the, the partners might have felt so terribly offended because of how the other partner treated him. And as a result of that treatment, he's like, I'm not going to give that woman penny. I'm not going to give that woman my penny, even if I know that that penny is to take care of my children. I know that if I give her that penny, then she's going to save the money that she has. As a result of that, I'm not going to give her any penny. Let her use her money and make sure that I will make sure that she is penniless. When she uses all the money that she has to look after her children, let me see where she will have extra money to go and buy clothes and look after herself. I'm not giving her any penny. Please, if you're such a man, you are not doing your children. You're not doing your wife or your ex-wife. You are punishing your children. Your children reserve the right to be comfortable, to get all the things that they need. And again, if you are in a position to go and take your children for football, if you're in a position to go and take your children to theater, if you're in a position to help and take your children to school, please, by all means, do that to relieve the other woman. For the benefit of your children. Your children will remember it tomorrow. Remember, they are growing up. And whatever they experience when they are growing up, they don't forget it. Please, I want us to be civil for once and push our pride by the side and make sure that we put our children first. Do you know why? Because it's not their fault. They did not force the adult into such relationship. Please, I want you to call again. And then, advise our young people, advise people who are divorced, are into that relationship, advise them what they need to do, irrespective of their differences, advise them what they need to do, And for children as well, sure, I know children are not watching this because it's not for children, but people who are over 18 can watch it. There are over 18-year-olds who are into that such. Their parents are divorced and they are going into the uni or whatever. We need to advise them as well. How are they supposed to feel? How are they supposed to feel? Are they supposed to hate their parents? Are they supposed to force them to come back together? What is your opinion? I want you to call and then, give your own 2 cents. So, I remember, some of these, there was a time here in the UK that, sorry. I remember some time ago here in the UK that there was a lot of knife crime, knife crime. Children are going out with knife, to commit certain, atrocities and so on. And when they did these statistics, they realized that majority of these children doing this, that they are from single parents. Majority of them. And not only that they are from single parents, they are from ethnic, ethnic minority, they call it. Ethnic minority. And this ethnic minority happens to be majorly Black people. Majorly Black people. And then that was why we started this program. The 2 programs that we had before, we talked about, marriage and, why is it that in the olden days, our parents' marriage, lasts longer than the marriage of these days. So you see, in the Western world, the reason why you see that knife crime with children, after the statistics, they realized, please, when you are logging on, could you please, click on the like button? That will help us a lot, to encourage other people. It will make YouTube to send our video to other people to join. So you see, in that time, I don't really think that is so much now. But that time, these children that go into knife crime and so on, when the statistics was carried out, majority of them were from ethnic background and they were from Black people, majorly, West Indies and Africa. Then when you look into these families, you see that the family, these children are from single parents. And single parents, majority of them are living with their mothers. Their fathers were not there. So then you ask yourself, Why is it that in Africa it's not like that? Many people maintain their marriages, irrespective of whatever. Why does it happen that when they come into the UK, you see all these single parents? A lot of women want to be single because of one reason. That would be another topic for another day. But all these things contribute to the children behaving the way they are behaving. When your child sees the way you treat your husband, or when your child sees the way you treat their father, or when your child sees the way you treat their mother, then when you treat their mother like that, what do you expect from the child? The child will obviously begin to misbehave, especially when you eventually kick the father out, or when the mother eventually leave the father and go into supported whole house or supported home and so on. Then what do you expect? The children will start manipulating their parents. When the child is staying with the mom, especially male children, when the child is staying with the mom, at an age, the mom will not be able to control the child. The child will go out. And that's where the crime starts. You see 16-year-old, they stab them. You see 17-year-old, you see 14-year-old, you see all of them. In the middle of the night, you see them on the road. If their father was there, I don't think they would be on the road like that. So we will be talking about this thing later on. How women abandon their husband, the core reason why all these divorce, why they come, especially in the Western world. So we really need to be looking into it. We really need to be talking about it so that our children, especially those in the Western world, and it's not even only the Western world, because everything happening in the Western world is being replicated in our places, in our place of origin. So we really need to start talking about it. So I want somebody to talk. I want somebody to call. What advice do you need to give to people who are not yet married? What do you need to tell people who are already in divorce, who are already going through divorce, or who are already divorced and children are involved? What do you need to advise them? What do you need to tell them so that the children will not continue to bear the brunt of divorce? So that the children will not continuously bear the negative effects of divorce. What do you need to tell them? So I will be giving my 2 cents before somebody calls. So if you are a man or a woman and you are divorced, if you are a man or a woman and you are in the verge of divorce, okay, somebody is calling. Hello, good evening, welcome. Your name and where you're calling from and your 2 cents, please.
Okay, my name is Kelly Kunne. I called earlier. I'm calling from South Africa.
Okay, go on, please. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, this is to...
Can you speak loud a bit so that they will hear you?
Yeah, this is to give my own little advice.
Okay.
To people who intend to go into marriage.
Yes.
And also people who are going through divorce and separation of marriage now. As it affects our children, or as it's going to affect the children they are going to have. For those ones who are planning to go into marriage, I ask them to tread carefully. Tread carefully, I mean, when they are into all this passion and the love that are here and there, they should not forget to put the basic things into consideration before they go into marriage.
Yeah.
Let them not be carried away with the physical things they see. Let them look deep into their future with the partner they are going to make up with. And think about the children they are going to have. What is their plan for that child or for that children?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that when you have planned for the children you are yet to born, then whatever you are doing before you get married, you will recognize them ahead of time. Then even if you recognize them ahead of time, to prepare both of you to be careful what you are doing in marriage, so that the children will not bear the blunt of anything that a negative effect that might come out of it. You must make sure that the person you want to marry, that you guys understand yourselves. You guys have an understanding ideology of what you are going to have in marriage. The plan you have for your children. Because when we don't understand all this, when we are carried away with the things we see today, he is tall. I like his smile. I like the type of perfume he wears. I like this, I like that. Then you forget to consider that two of you are going to have children. Two of you are going to build family. You are going to stay for lifetime. Then those little things that you see, those shiny things that we see today, we are carried away with it. Then when we enter into the marriage, the real challenges start coming out. Then we already have children. Then we go to divorce. This one I'm telling you about earlier, that I mentioned earlier, was a young girl. Oh, yes, she got married when she was, I think, 16 years old. And the man deceived him. He was a pastor.
He was a pastor.
The man was a pastor, because today I'm not calling the man a pastor anyway. So the man deceived the young girl that time, and the young girl don't want to listen to the auntie, the mother. Meanwhile, the mother and the father are already separated. But the mother was against the marriage. The father supported the marriage because the father was having financial issues. Then they pushed this lady to go and marry this man. Not actually they put the lady was in love, quote, as they say, with the pastor then. And eventually they married, and she has 3 kids now. Like I mentioned, 6 years, 4 years, and a year, and the man threw her out to take the children away.
It was the man that threw her out.
Yes, because he was receiving a counseling from me. The man took her to the family house. She asked the lady to go. The lady refused to go. Then that he must bring her back home, because he was the one that took her from the family when they got married. So she can't just pack her things and start going home. So the man just take her inside the car with the children, get to in front of their gate and open door and draw her down, zoom off with the children. Now that was how he decides that. So what I'm saying is that we should look at the future. This one that want to enter marriage, we should look at the future, discuss the future of your children, your own future, the future of the family, the person you want to marry ahead of time. If there is anything that you know, that both of you know that cannot work, it's better you start to touch those gray areas of time. If you can work, you stay away. If you can work, you know that you will put them into consideration, so that when it comes, you can know how to handle it. Because the children are going to bear the blunt of this whole thing at the end of the day. The children are the one that are going to suffer it. Like you mentioned earlier, from what you were saying, and what our brother that called earlier also. You see, these children, when they stay, when the marriage breaks and they stay, they face a lot of challenges. In the hand of, they end up in the hand of different homes. They end up in the street, and the whole lot of other things. Like this lady now, another woman is taking care of her children. She don't know how these children are growing up.
No, I know how they're growing up, because when the children make mistake, the woman will tell them, "Look at you, you just like your mother. You just like your mother." That's what they will be telling them.
And you imagine what these children will grow up to be. It's only by the grace of God they are going to build a better home for themselves when they grow. You understand me? Because where the parents who are supposed to be a role model to them are not there together. Because definitely the man is going to pick up another woman and start a fresh life. You understand me?
Yes.
So the role model they are going to get from their parents are not there. And when they grow, you see the kind of marriage also they are going to enter into. You understand? So I advise young partners who want to go into marriage to also, very important, discuss their children.
Yes.
Discuss their children before they enter into marriage.
Yes, thank you.
Put it that will bring a kind of consciousness in them.
Mm-hmm.
When they newly enter into marriage or when challenges are coming, they know that it will be inside them that we discussed this earlier.
Yes.
You understand me?
Yes.
So it will be like a precaution for people who want to enter into marriage. And
Okay.
also, to save our time also, those people who are going into divorce, they must sit down and discuss, no matter whatever the problem is. It's advisable that they must sit down and discuss their children.
Yes.
You understand me?
Yes.
Because already we know it's going to have negative effect. But why we say they should discuss it, at least the negative effect will have a limit.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So that it won't be a complete abandonment of children, you know. Like this one that I was talking about now, because I look at this as a complete abandonment
of children.
Those kids, you know.
That's
but
okay.
if they are going through divorce, they sit down very well and forget about the challenges and, you know, consciously discuss the future of these children and their welfare.
Okay.
Put them into consideration outside whatever be their challenges, and to make sure that these children grow up to an extent, enjoy some kind of parental care. So
yes.
They won't be hazard to the society, and they won't be a challenge to even
themselves.
Those parents who have them, because at the end of the day, if they grow to become something else, maybe because most of us, when we start getting old, we start thinking back and we start having an effect on some mistake that we did in the past.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is my little advice I'm giving. Those who are going into marriage should discuss their children ahead of time, and those who are going through divorce should also keep their differences by the side and sit down and discuss the welfare
of their children. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you so much. So, you know, we have heard what, you know, the marriage counselor just said. Please and please, if you are going through divorce, or you are going through separation, or you have a broken marriage and children are involved, please, you need to put your children into consideration. You need to consider your children first. You need to put your differences and your hatred and, you know, whatever you think that your partner has done, you need to put it aside and sit down and discuss the, you know, how your children, the future of your children. You really need to discuss how your children will benefit, so that you will minimize the effect, the negative effect of broken marriage, the negative effect of divorce on children. Do not get at your spouse or your partner or your husband or your wife. Do not use your children to get at your husband. Do not use your children to get at your wife. Do not, you as a woman, say because your husband did this, you're not going to allow him to see his children. Or you as a man, because your wife did this, you are taking the children away from her and going to distribute the children to your siblings or whoever. Nobody will be able to take care of the children more than their mother or their father. The first parent, that is, you know, the mother or the father, they are the best people to take care of their children. So please, mind you that the children did not ask both of you to come together. Mind you that the children did not ask both of you to have misunderstanding. Mind you that your children did not ask both of you to get divorced. They are just children that are, you know, circumstances is affecting them. Please love your children, discuss very well, and put into consideration the best for your children. Even if you have to bend, even if you have to kind of swallow your pride, even if you have to come down from your high horse, please consider your children first, because divorce, you know, separation, broken marriage affects children terribly. So that's what I want to contribute. So we can take one or two more calls before we call it a day. We can take one or two more. What advice do you want to give somebody who is just about to get married, who is, saying that, oh, I love, I love, I love. Is that person thinking about the next 5 years, the next 10 years, when children are involved? Please, I want you to talk to somebody. As you are talking to somebody, you might be saving children's life. You might be saving children's life. Again, please, I want you to call. Talk to somebody who is divorced, who is going through separation or broken marriage. Please talk to them. What do you want them to do? What advice do you want to give to them for the sake of their children? What do you want them? How do you want them to behave to each other? Please, the number to call is +44 744 078 7281. +44 744 078 7281. So, this is the number for you to call to contribute. Our children are our future. You can see what is going on in our world today. You can see what is going on in our world today. You can see a lot of people, men, looking at, role models as women. And as a result of looking at role model as women, they start dressing like a woman. We really don't know the reason why all these things are happening. So maybe broken marriage, maybe problem in marriage, maybe abuse, maybe a lot of things might be the reason why we are seeing all these things. Some people just take joy in abusing a partner or a wife or a husband. How did it come about? They probably saw their parents doing it. That's part of the, effect of broken marriage. That's part of the effect. You can hear our brother, the last speaker right now, was telling us about a woman. He said that the girl got married at the age of 16 years. Do you know that this program we are having right now, I ticked a box to say that children are not supposed to watch it? Do you know that woman that got married at the age of 16, at that 16, the woman is not supposed to watch what we are doing? Though that what we are doing, we are not using swear word and so on. But there are certain languages that is considered we might use that a 16-year-old is not supposed to watch. But this 16-year-old was given out for marriage. And she probably started having children at the age of 17, 18, 19. Or probably at 20, she has finished the 3 children. So you see, this child that got married, what did she know? She obviously didn't know nothing. And probably the person who married her might be maybe 10 years, 15 years older than her. That's why he was able to manipulate her and took away the children from her and deprive her from seeing her children. A mother is alive and you took her children to your sisters and to your brothers. And you will think, what do you think those children will look at you in the future and then call you? That's why sometimes they say that children, that they don't celebrate their fathers, that children, they celebrate more of their mothers. Who is the mother that was going to do this? You took the children away from their mother and gave them away to your sisters. For what? This is not right. You need to think about the children, not about what your wife did. Even if your wife cheated on you, even if your wife is an infidel, even if your wife did whatever he did, the love of the woman on their children is nothing will be compared to it. If both of you agree that you will share the custody of the children will stay with their mom and the children will stay with you. That's better than taking the children to go and stay with relatives. So we really need to think about what we do. You want to get at your partner. You want to get at your husband. You want to get at your wife. As a result of that, you use children to get at your. Children are not commodity, you know. Children are not furniture, you know. Children are human beings. And they have feelings as well. You tell your child, I don't want you to call your mom on the phone. I don't want you to call your dad. If you ever call your dad, I'm no longer your mom. If you ever call your mom, don't call me dad again. That woman is evil. I don't want you to have anything to do with her. That man is evil. I don't want you to have anything to do with her. Then you are using your child to get back at your partner, to get back at your husband, to get back at your wife. That is wrong. Whatever it is that is between you and your partner, or between you and your ex, or between you, is between both of you. Leave the children to make their choice. The only time that you might restrict the children from their mom or their dad is probably if their mom or dad is very dangerous, maybe is doing drugs, maybe it's very dangerous, that carries knife or whatever. But so long as that man, that woman is not a danger to his or her child, you are not supposed to stop your child from seeing the mother or from seeing the father. That is very, very wrong. That is very, very wrong. We really need to repent. We really need to, start thinking about our children more. Because you can see what is going on in the world today. There are some websites, there are some channels you will go. You will cry heaven because of what? What the children do. What people online make children to do. Do you know that some of them make children to hurt themselves because their parents are not there to watch them, to pay close attention to these children, to know what they watch, to know what they do, and so on. The outside influences came and destroy our children. And you might still be living with your child without knowing that that child you're living with is no longer your child. But if we throw pride away and all these things and come together to raise our children, it is okay to divorce if you cannot agree. If your health is, or your life is at stake or whatever, or both of you can no longer, it's okay. The children should not bear the brunt of it. Both of you can agree. You can hide your pain and say, okay, that's okay. Go and see your dad. You call on the phone. How long are they going to be? This, that. Later on, you go and pick them. Or the dad will go, okay, you can come and take them. Later on, whoever is for the betterment of the children, and the children will love you, both of you, for doing that. Children will love both of you for doing that. Okay. All right then. So we will be packing up right now. We will be packing up. Let me just do the the closing remark. So you see, parents are security unto their children. I don't want to be emotional, but children that are raised by single parents, God bless them. If they grow up to be somebody, in the society, God bless them, because it's never easy for children who grew up with a single parent. Single parent is not, it's not as if one of their parents died and they were like, okay, my dad is not there, or my mom, but their dad is there. Some of them, their dad don't even see them until they grow up. Some of them, their dad is like, if the woman doesn't want to come back to me, I'm abandoning her and her children. Then the man will refuse to see the children. Some of them is like, this woman, okay, so she went and remarried and left me. I will deal with her. They will abandon their children. Or the woman will like, okay, so this man moved on. He went and got married to somebody else. I will deal with him. He will never set his eyes on these children again. Please, you are not doing it to your spouse. You are punishing your children. You're punishing your children. Throw away the pride. Throw away the ego. Throw away the pain for the sake of the children that you say you love, so that they will get the best. Not even the best, they will get a little bit of good. because they can't get the best when their parents are divorced. They can't get the best when their parents are separated. They cannot. They cannot. But at least management of risk, so that they will be a bit, stable in the school and whatever they are doing. Children from divorced parents, I want to congratulate you for doing good. If you're looking at me or listening at me, it means that you're 18 or over. So I want to encourage you to hold on. And I want to ask you to look at what your parents did bad and try. Okay, let me just read what one of our sisters is saying. I'm just coming in late. Children are the blessing to the family and the society. If you must bring a child to this world, be prepared for the challenges. It's not a smooth journey. I agree with you, my sister. Welcome anyway. I agree with you. Yeah, you will be glad you raised them well. Exactly. So don't get back at your children because their father is a bad man. Don't get at your children because their mother you think is a bad woman. Children are blessing. And God, who gave you those children, knows that you will take care of them. So if you're listening to us today and you are doing the opposite by not allowing your spouse to see the children, or by not allowing your husband or your wife to see your children, please, I want you to make that phone call. Make that phone call. If the man wants to see the children, or if the woman needs to see the children, make that phone call and let the children begin communication with their father, begin communication with their mother. Is very, very important. It will give that child a bit of stability. It will give that child a bit of stability. And you will not regret that you did it. So we are going to continue on this topic next week, because we need to really exhaust it. And I want you that has contributed today, go back and think as well. You might know other reasons, or other things that, affect children because of broken marriage. And you might know some advice that you need to kind of, give to boys, girls, adults, female and male, who will get married later on in future. There might be something that you need to really tell them that you haven't remembered today, because we need to treat this thing 2 times. So next week, we're going to talk about it as well. Maybe more people will come. I'm very happy that, a lot of people came today, so we just keep talking to people to come to the program, to come and contribute as well to what we are doing. With that, it will reach to people who will learn 1 or 2 things that will help them. Doing that, you have saved a generation. When you save 1 person, you have saved a generation. You have saved children from being kicked out or from being treated the way that is not good. So I want to thank all of you for coming. This is your channel, you know that. And you will be proud that you grew this channel by yourself, So when the channel is like, you are the person that will always come to, kind of, part of the, how do I say, shareholder of the channel, So thank you very, very much. I can't mention everybody because, I want to thank you, Kene. Thank you so much for always coming to, always coming to give your advice to people. After all, some people have to pay to get that advice. What about Daniel? Thank you so very much for, your very, very deep contribution. Thank you so much. What about Auntie Augusta? Thank you so much for your motherly advice. If people really listen to it, I know that they will. It will go a long way for them. Sister Joe, thank you so much. You have been a breath of fresh air. So thank you so much for your contribution. And other people, because, to be honest with you, we are a lot here. If you don't say anything on the comment section, I will not know your name. But thank you so much, you that is watching. Thank you so much for joining. you are helping the channel. And then I want us to share as well. I want you all have liked, and thank you so much. You are doing what we are supposed to do. This is your channel, and I want you to continue. Remember, keep these dates always on Thursdays. Keep dates, tell somebody about it. Invite your children that are single. Invite them. Invite your cousins, invite your nephews, invite your friends, invite even people that are married. Let them come and learn one or two things. Such program is kind of a new program. And with time, a lot of people will come because we are saying things that changes people's mind, that changes people's mindset and helps people to live a better life. Thank you so very much, Auntie Augusta. More wisdom. Yes, thank you. So you see, let me go and drink my water and keep the cup. So you go and eat. Make sure you don't eat so much. Forget about this divorce marriage. I'm still into our healthy option. So videos are coming about, healthy option. There's one that I am doing right now. That one is going to be explosive. So when I throw that one, so everything is together. So I will see you very, very soon. Next week, another explosion is coming. Why should women, because of their divorce, allow their children to suffer for the decisions that they make? It's not good like that. They have to repent so that the children will live a better life. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful night. Until I see you, which is very soon, don't forget, I love you from the moon and the back. Thank you, and bye-bye. Bye.